Hey everybody, come on in. Hey Jack, hey Nissa. This isn't Be Live, Jack. I can't. I'm doing OBS because I missed YouTube. I want to visit with my YouTube friends. So we're multi-streaming. We're gonna attempt it. Now this is glitchy, I know. And if OBS gives us trouble, we'll back out and we'll do something else. But I wanted to give the YouTube people something. It's probably been 2 to 3 weeks since I've talked to the YouTube audience. And hey, Helen, I wanted to get out to them too. So I wanted to do something for everybody really quick. And I noticed I put it under the wrong category on YouTube. So I put it under news and politics. So we're going to have to talk about news and politics, I guess. No, I'm just kidding. We can talk about absolutely everything. And that little 8-bit music that I made, I've wanted to play that on OBS because OBS has much better audio than Be Live. So I wanted to hear what it sounds like, and hopefully it sounded good. I've been trying to play music on Be Live, but Be Live doesn't have the audio capabilities to do it, not through my mic. I do need a better microphone though. But yeah, Nissa, tonight at 8 p.m. Central, so 6 p.m. where Nissa is, and wherever it is when you are, but 8 p.m. Central tonight on my Facebook timeline, we will be interviewing Philip Polk Palmer, who is a Sasquatch and paranormal researcher. He actually goes out in the field seeking Sasquatch. So we're going to be talking to Philip tonight about this, and he's going to tell us all about it. And it's going to be a very good episode. Philip is very well spoken, very well informed on this issue and this topic. And no matter how you feel about it, I promise you, you're going to come away thinking, I don't know, maybe I don't know everything here. Maybe there is more to know. But you're going to enjoy it either way. And we'll get into all kinds of other things like we always do on Conspiracy Theories and Chill. But today, on this feed, we can talk about absolutely everything because what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get the multi streaming back up. I don't like ignoring the YouTube audience. I have certain people that really only watch on YouTube, and I want to bring them back into the discussion. And I felt like we had a lot better discussions when we were involving a wider platform. But we can talk about whatever you want. What I need to know, because today is the day that I make my videos, I need to know what video you guys want to see next week. So on Conspiracy Theories and Chill next week, what conspiracy would you like to see covered? What's something that you want? For example, Bigfoot. Tonight, Nissa asked for this, and I wanted to get this particular person, which is why it took so long. But I love doing stuff that you guys want to see, and I'm excited about tonight. This is going to be great. So at 8 p.m. tonight, come to my timeline. There's an event. You can um, say you're going or you're interested on my timeline, and it'll remind you when it's time for the show. But 8 p.m. Central tonight, we're going to interview Philip Polk Palmer about Sasquatch, and he's done extensive research. You're really going to enjoy it. Lacey says singularity. Oh my God, you want me to study? That's a good one though. I like it. I would have to do a lot of research to cover something like that. Then I always like kind of get down on get down on yourself, and you're like, well, I'm not smart enough to cover that topic. But I've covered some stuff that I didn't think I was going to be able to do a good job on, but I've done better. I'm doing more and more as I go, learning more and more. But this multi-streaming, this is something I'm trying to get my handle on because there's so much suppression going on in social media, and there's more to come. There's more to come. Facebook's already talking about how they're trying to suppress even more content. So, and YouTube as well. So I'm trying to get out to more areas, more platforms, and it's just that the computer struggles so much. And it's frustrating me because I think I should have, we paid for a computer. We paid for a new computer, and the guy's kind of dragging his feet a little bit, and he's I'm only saying that because he's not communicating with me and not letting me know what's happening. Like, because I feel like people want to know why we don't have this under control yet. But like I'm telling you, there was some parts waiting, and it should be any time. So hopefully we'll get that soon, and then we'll be back up and be able to do all this and stream to multiple platforms. But the Be Live is also nice because I can put comments up on the screen, I can do neater things, and I can interview people, which is why Be Live has to be how we do the interview tonight. So it will only be on Facebook, and I will upload it to YouTube after, because I like to store everything on YouTube. And by the way, while there's some people here on YouTube, do you guys miss the burn? The YouTube audience, the Daily Burn. And it's a daily show that I do. And I was streaming it to both places. But on YouTube it never really took hold. It got about 20 to 30 views a day. And if those people miss it, I'll put it back. I'll start uploading it to YouTube because right now I'm using Be Live, and as I said, it limits me to only one platform, unfortunately. Jack says, so I can share this with a bunch of Bernie groups if you want me to. You could. We could talk about Bernie. We could talk about anything. I don't know what we're going to talk about, Jack, but so I don't know where to tell you to share it. You know what I mean? I didn't even share it. So I just wanted it to be an experiment because I didn't even know if this was going to work. So what I'm saying is we can talk about anything you want. I just wanted to try this out, make sure it works, and get it going, and then promote tonight's show with Philip because I'm real excited about this. I've been setting this up for a long time. And when I say that, what I mean is dragging my feet because for the longest time I was intimidated to ask him. I had heard him on other shows and I wanted him as a guest. And you know how you get in your head, like, I want this one person. This is the only way it's going to work out is if I get this one person. But I did. I finally got the courage to ask him because we appeared together on a show. And I asked him and he said yes. And I was kind of blown away by it, but I'm excited. This is going to be cool. So 8 o'clock tonight, Conspiracy Theories and Chill, Seeking Sasquatch. It's going to be neat. And that'll be on my Facebook timeline for anybody watching on YouTube. And that's Central Time. I just use Central, even though I know it's not the most friendly to advertising to use Central. I use it because that's where I live and it's easiest for me to remember. Nissa says, come back. Did I leave? Or come back to YouTube? Yeah, you might be talking about YouTube. Nissa's here on Facebook, but she might be talking about YouTube. I don't know. But give me a topic. Anything. Not singularity, Lacey. That's too That's too involved and too deep. We actually went live today at 9/11. 9/11 is something that's always on my mind. And the only reason why it ties into this Bigfoot thing that we've been talking about kind of up until now is that I get treated as ridiculous. I get introduced on shows as a 9/11 truther. And I'm into a lot of other things. I've spent probably more time covering MK Ultra than 9/11, but I am big into 9/11. It's just that is an easy way to put me in a box, you know, right away, to just put me in a box and be like, this is a 9/11 truther guy. So you can go ahead and disregard anything he says because he believes 9/11 was an inside job. Well, it was. It was a false flag. And then you might think, well, Sasquatch is too extreme. I don't I don't believe in that. That's crazy. Well, is it? I mean, do you know everything? And Philip has some interesting ideas about paranormal aspects and things like that. Nissa says, I'm talking about your evening show. Oh, come back for the evening show? Yeah, it's going to be fun and be a good time. I'm excited about it. So last night, though, I tried to have Jack on the Daily Burn. And using the same software, he had trouble. So I do need to get some info from Jack and find out what kind of trouble he ran into, because I don't want Philip running into the same problems. You know what I mean? We set this up for too long. I don't want it to go wrong. So that was the first time anyone had ever had trouble with Be Live coming into a stream with me. Uh, so that threw me off. I didn't understand that. That's kind of why I buy it, is because it's so user friendly. But anything you guys want to talk about, anything at all, let me know. Because like I said, I went live with this just to see if it would work. I wanted to talk to YouTube. I missed them. And I felt like they might be mad. Some of the regulars, because we were doing a lot of live streams on both platforms, and there were a lot of regulars on YouTube, and they've said things to me about why we went away, and that was why, is because of technical difficulties and glitching and freezing videos. I didn't want to keep giving you broken content, so I kind of am shying away until we get the new computer and we have the capabilities to stream better. But we can talk about absolutely everything. There's two here on YouTube right now. Go ahead and comment anything you want to talk about. Pretty versatile. We can get a conversation going about anything. I don't want to waste your time. You showed up. So something important to you, any topic. This is me on things and stuff. This is a show where we can talk about absolutely anything you want, and there's no real agenda. My only agenda was to promote tonight's feed. So at 8 p.m. tonight, Seeking Sasquatch with Philip Polk Palmer. It's going to be cool. Come back for that. Jack says it was just my laptop not being on my Facebook account. Okay. All right. Then that's not a big deal then. So yeah, that'll be easy workaround, and we'll set it up again. So we'll set it up again to do it. I don't want to do it tonight, because tonight I'm gonna have to do a quick burn, because I got the burn and conspiracy theories and chill at 8, and I'm gonna want to do a little prep work for the show. So I'm gonna have to do like about a 20, 30-minute tops burn, so it won't be a very long show. So I don't want to put us under that time limit, but we'll set something up again and get it going. But anything you guys want to get into? I want to run this test for a little longer. I probably should have had more stuff ready. I was afraid it was going to fail. And that's kind of what James says. It got buffered so bad with I do comments. Missed you, Sean. When you do comments, missed you. I missed you guys too. That's what this is for. I want to get this going again. And I'm trying to see. So I want to give myself about at least 20 minutes of watchable footage and see if this works, how the quality is on YouTube and Facebook, and whether we were glitchy or not, and what the sound was like, and all of that, because I want to get it back going. And, I was waiting on this computer, but I don't want to keep waiting, because I just want to move forward. I hate waiting. I'm impatient anyway. So if you happen to watch this, Ryan, that's the name of the guy building the computer. I'm not trying to give you a whole lot of shit. I understand what you're doing. That you're making me a powerful machine for a lot cheaper than I would have gotten it at a store. It's just, I'm impatient, brother. I'm impatient. This is said ghosts. I saw one. You've seen a ghost? My mother believed in ghosts. My mother believed that her house was haunted. And she would tell me about things like windows being opened by themselves or closed by themselves, faucets turning on and off, conversations being heard in the other room, creepy stuff. And she believed it was my stepfather, his parents, who had died in the house, and they inherited that house and lived there. She believed it was them, and that they were having conversations. Thanks, Jack. I know I look pretty amazing. No, it looks better on OBS. OBS is actually a better streaming software. And if I was more technically savvy, from the research I've done, it's the best I could use, and it's free. It's just I don't know a whole lot about computers. I need like a tech guy to come in and streamline it, and I bet it would work good on my laptop. From what I see, if I knew how to optimize it really well, it would do that. But the new machine should be here very soon. It really shouldn't be much longer. Matter of fact, I'm trying to get in touch with him because maybe if he needs more money, maybe if the part, I don't know. I don't know what the holdup is, so I need to find out. But ghosts, I could definitely talk about ghosts. We could get into that. But I would want to have a paranormal researcher on for that one too. Someone more informed than I would be able to come up with in a week. You know, someone with more stories. Like, hell, my mom would have been a good guest because she would tell some creepy stories about these ghosts in her house. And it would creep me the hell out when I was a kid because I felt presence in that house too, all the time. Felt I was being watched, etc. So, I don't know, man. I'm a contrarian to my core. I believe there's a lot we don't know and don't understand in the world. And I'm not closed off to most things. You know, at the end of the day, I feel like there's a lot I don't know. There's too much I don't know for me to be certain about any particular thing. Lacey says, I have pictures of me and my brother, sister, and GPA on the room my mom did hospice in and passed, and pictures fall off of it all the time. I know she's here, and my grandpa are with me all the time. That's crazy. I should interview you about ghosts. No, I need to, and that would be one I would want to at least either do a bunch of interviews with people and put a collection together of stories or have an expert on. Something like that would be how I would envision a ghost video. So I would want to really get into that. James says Street Star in DC, roots of it. Street Star in DC. I would have to look that up, James. I will look it up, but I would need more information because from that, it's not ringing a bell for me. And I have a map of Washington, D.C. on my wall. So let me see if maybe that's something you're talking about, the star. See if I can find it. I can't see it very good from here. Plus, the light is over there, and that light is blinding. That light is so bright. The reason I look good, Jack, is a very bright light. And otherwise, I look dead. When I come on camera without that light, I look dead. I look like a corpse. It looks really bad. Yeah, the street layout. I'm looking at it right now. Like I said, it's right above my light. I could get up and go look, but I should cover the street layout of DC. Yeah, because there's even an owl. I can see the owl from here, but I would have to get up and go over and look and find the star. I'm sure there's a star. There's all kinds of stuff. It's all set out in these weird patterns. It's Oh, Babels is mad at me. I have to respond to something right now. Sorry, I had to let her know that I was live. But the street layout of Washington, D.C. is a very good topic, James, and I am obviously fascinated with it. I have a map of it on my wall, so I could cover that for sure. But let me go back to the Facebook feed and see if anybody said anything over here. UFOs, Jack? We could cover UFOs. We've covered them a couple different times. Never really directly UFOs, though. So we could definitely cover UFOs. That'd be a good thing to go into. We could talk about it a little bit right now. What do you believe? Let me ask about UFOs. What's your thoughts? For one, I think we all understand that UFO is nothing more than unidentified flying object. It could be anything that cannot be identified. So it doesn't necessarily have to be an alien. But what do you think? about UFOs? What is your opinion on UFOs? And then I'll get into mine, but I don't want to flood you with mine right away before I hear yours. Lacey says, like on Christmas, the picture of GPA dressed up as Santa fell off. Grandpa dressed up as Santa. Wow. You have seen UFOs. Okay, what type? What type have you seen? There's multiple kinds that people report seeing. There's different sightings of different kinds, but what I was mostly looking for is what do you think they are? What do you think they are? And I'll just jump ahead and tell you what I think they are. I think that what UFOs are, and that I do believe people see them, and I do believe that they see them with more frequency in certain areas because I believe that UFOs are them testing top secret, highly classified military aircraft that they have, that they possess, technology that would look like magic to us. They're testing it out. And I believe they have a lot planned with this technology and things moving forward. But I also think there's interdimensional beings as well. So that's just my thoughts. What I don't think they are is aliens from another planet. I don't think that that's what they are. That's just my personal thoughts. Now, my hero in this little endeavor, Bill Cooper, he believed in aliens and believed that there will be disclosure and that will be introduced aliens and they will actually be a normal thing at one point. Now, I think that's true, but I think what they introduce to you is not going to be aliens. Lacey says, seen one in person. It was like a drone, a small ball. And I've heard of those. And then there's also the lights, the different light structures that fly, and a lot of different UFOs. But it would be a fascinating topic to go into. You know who's way into that is Dan Aykroyd. A lot of people don't realize that, but Dan Aykroyd is a UFO researcher to the core. He's way into it. Jack says, I have been pretty close to one time. There was two other people with me. What kind did you see? Like what type of structure was it? Because I don't doubt you did. I don't. I believe a lot of these stories, but I believe they're testing stuff that would appear like magic to us. I think the technology that they truly possess, the weapons and all of that, if we were to ever see it, would look like magic. It would. They have some amazing things already. And I believe that's a lot of what this is. But I also believe that there is interdimensional beings. But what I'm referring to is what you might refer to as angels and demons that travel between dimensions. Because I think it's fascinating. A lot of times, atheists will tell me, they'll say that I believe in a sky daddy in the sky. Because that's crazy. Who believes in that? I believe there's layers to reality and that we don't understand everything. That's what I believe. And they end up believing that too. If a scientist was to tell them there's multiple levels to reality and there's more that we don't experience, they're like, oh yeah, cool, cool. But there can't be a God. They're so weird. It's just fascinating. I don't know how I got sidetracked there. That was a really weird sidetrack that four people noticed. But Jack says it was two big balls of light and flew like towards the airport. We went to the airport to see if it landed because I thought it was a plane on fire. There was a cop sitting there, and the ball was, why did it move? Was way off in the distance. Come together in one. Two balls come together into one, and then they just vanished. It was pretty wild. That is crazy. These things happen. I believe it. I believe in it. There's too much. James says, I saw 5 TR-3Bs over Serpent Mound in 92. Wow. 5. So you saw a little fleet. No, what do you think, James? What do you think about UFOs? And that's what I think. I think what they're going to show you is is something other than what they're going to say it is. They are going to say it's aliens, and I think they talked about it all the way back under Reagan about using aliens to unite the world under this new world order. So some kind of disclosure event is most likely coming, but I just don't think it's going to be what they tell you. But they have a history of lying. There's a lot of reasons not to believe it. Hey, Kilo, I know, right? That's why we're doing this, man. I missed you guys, and I had to do something for YouTube. I was tired of only being on Facebook. I felt like I was ignoring half of you guys. So I wanted to do something and hang out and let you guys know that tonight we're going to do a special episode of Conspiracy Theories and Chill, but it can only be on Facebook. So on my Facebook timeline at 8, we're going to have the live show, but I will upload it to YouTube. So because I want to keep everything stored on the YouTube channel as the hub for everything. Eventually want that to be what catches on. And good news, we're almost at 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. So if you'd like to help us get there, we only need like 16 or 17 to get there. We're almost there. James Wright, don't be deceived. The Great Deception. That's what I feel is coming. They're going to tell you that these are aliens, but that's not what they are. And I think that's what they're preparing everyone for. Jack says we should go to Area 51. Well, you mean like the raid on Area 51? Because that's really the only reason to go. And I don't think there's anything there really anymore. I think they do test top secret craft there. But as far as anything they would have, that's going to be in other places and underground. And it's not going to be at Area 51 anyway. Like, even if the people would have raided, I don't think they'd have found much. Especially not in any surface base. You would have to know where you're going. It's all going to be very hidden. So there's not much to see. You see what I mean? I've been there before. I when I was in Vegas. No, Storm 51 didn't go so good, did it, Lacey? It kind of fizzled out, you know. And it wouldn't have happened anyway. They would have been killed. They would have killed them. So they're not going to allow you to storm a military base. They're not just going to let it happen. It would have been a horrible scene. It kind of went the best way it could have gone, all things considered. But yeah, don't be deceived. Kilo says there's a new place where they experiment, I think in Ohio, but not sure. Yeah, by the time you find out about something, it's already over with. They moved on. That's the way they operate. Lacey says the new Area 51 was moved to Dugway, Utah. Okay, Utah, Lacey says. So somewhere between Ohio and Utah, but for sure not where you think it is. You know what I mean? They're always moving things around, and they have a lot of underground stuff, a lot of underground capabilities to hide things and do things like that. But so we've got some good topics for conspiracy theories and chill already in the moving forward. We got UFOs and ghosts, but anything else you guys want to see on a conspiracy theories and chill, let me know, because today is supposed to be research day. I am supposed to be working on a video, for the shows, because I try to do a new one every week, and I try to make them on Wednesdays. Tuesdays and Wednesdays are really the only day I get to work on them. So Nissa says I like Bernie. I'm gonna like that comment right now. Take my time to like it. I do too. And that backfired hilariously, didn't it? That backfired tremendously. There's people that believe that this is staged and Bernie's playing us. To this day, they believe that shit. And they believe that Hillary came out and said this just to spur donations to Bernie Sanders, because that's all it did. was increase donations to Bernie Sanders. Everything they're doing here is backfiring. Trying to make Bernie look like a sexist backfired horribly. Hillary coming out saying no one likes Bernie turned it into the #1 trend on Twitter. Everybody likes Bernie. Nobody likes Hillary. That's the truth of it. Nobody likes Hillary. Hillary's the most disliked woman in politics. She might be the most well known, but she's the most disliked. There's a reason why she didn't win the presidency, and it wasn't Bernie Sanders, it was Hillary Clinton. Oh, the establishment is terrified, Kilo. That's what I don't understand by like these Trump supporters that believe that he's anti-establishment. You want to know who's really anti-establishment? Who is the establishment doing all they can to stop? Bernie Sanders. They're not doing anything to stop Trump. That what outside of impeachment, which probably won't pass the Senate, so there's nothing to worry about there. They're ready to have 4 more years of Trump. They're ready. They'd much rather have that than let Bernie Sanders win, because Bernie Sanders winning means that we won, because that is about us and it's our fight. That's what the revolution, the political revolution, is about. You know, I watch a feed, and I don't know why I watch it. I know why I watch it, because he's interesting and I like him. But he's a quitter politically. He believes that you can take your ball and go home and just give up. And non participation is what he believes in. Focusing on other things, ignoring the political process, because to participate in it, get this, is to condone it, to consent to it, to what it's being used of. That's crazy. That's crazy talk. And I don't know why I let myself listen to it all the time. I guess because he has such a large reach. But people, if you're listening to that and you think that you can just not participate and you're doing something, you are doing something. You're laying down and allowing it. You're allowing it. You're letting it happen. You are the one that's consenting. You're consenting to what's being done to us by quitting and giving up, laying down, doing exactly what they want you to do. And then you don't just lay down, you spend all day trying to get others to lay down with you so you can feel better about your decision to give up. The reality of the situation is this is the system that lords over us. And to pretend that we can win by not fighting and taking it over and eliminating it is crazy talk. And I'm tired of it. I'm so sick of hearing about. I could do a new one because it's probably went up by 30 since I did it. It's been a year or so, at least 2 years maybe, since I did the Clinton body count video. But James says Byrne don't have the right bloodline to become president. Inside of their system, you're right. That's why electing him would be such a big deal. The people can do that. The people can make that happen. If we stop feeling so weak, we can upturn this whole rigged system. These people that lord over us, they are the few, and we are the many. And if we would stand up, united, move forward, we could take it down. Their power over us is illusionary, and everything is deceit. This is the age of deceit, and we're surrounded by lies. You can't believe anything that's around you. You have to look for your own truth. Find your own truth. And I'm looking at who they're afraid of. Who are they afraid of? They're afraid of Bernie. And that's very clear. They're not afraid of Bernie, they're afraid of us. But as far as the bloodline thing that you said, I worry what they'll do when they realize he's going to win. Because he's going to win. So I worry what they'll do. I do think they will do something. And I worry what we'll do if they do. Because will we just quit? Will we give up? I'm worried. I worry about stupid things. I'm a professional worrier, but Oh, the screen's freezing on YouTube now. Oh man, you noticing that too, Kilo? Well, we tried. We at least got to hang out and talk, for a little while. Lacey says the game is over when we all stand up. That's absolutely right. It's absolutely right. If we would ever realize that, we could end all this. We can make massive change happen. We really could. Kilo says all good there. So I think it's your Wi-Fi connection, James. This says Fouquet Trump. Yeah, and by the way, yeah, I agree. But Trump is a symptom of the problem. Trump didn't create himself. They created him. They built him up. Hell, they gave him a reality TV show for all those years to build his name. Then they put him in the political system as a person to lose to Hillary. But it didn't go that way. It didn't happen the way they wanted it to happen. So he ended up being president. Now they're stuck with him. But they're fine with that, is what I'm saying. They would be fine. The powers that be, the powers that run everything truly behind the curtain, would be fine with Donald Trump staying president. They have no problem with it. That's what I think. I think they would much rather lose to Donald than to lose to Bernie. Because losing to Bernie is the only way they really lose. If they lose to Donald Trump, they're still good. Everybody's still good. They still get to keep all their immense greed, and everything stays the same, and all the money going in their pockets gets to keep going in their pockets, which is all they really give a shit about. That's what it is. That's what it's about. It's about money. It's about massive amounts of money, and that's what they want. Trump lets them keep that, so they're fine with him. And anybody that believes this Trump is anti-establishment stuff needs to look at that and realize, well, are they afraid of him? Really? Look at it. Or are they selling him? On every channel, every flavor, endless promotion. There's no such thing as bad publicity. Anyone in entertainment will tell you that. Getting your name out there is good no matter what. So they're not going to stop him doing what they're doing. What they're doing to Bernie is how you try to stop somebody. You point the cameras the other way. It's just not working because there's too many of us. Nissa says you're getting a job interview finally. Oh, good luck. I hope it goes well. Lacey says they all loved to go to his parties when he wasn't president. They love him. They're friends. The Clintons and Trump, they're friends. That was fake. And he wasn't, I don't think he intended to win. I don't think he wanted to win. But he ended up winning because nobody liked her. It had nothing to do with Bernie. It wasn't Bernie's fault. It was Hillary's fault. Hillary lost because of Hillary. And her coming out and trying to slander Bernie now. You see Tulsi suing her for $50 million? That's awesome. I believe Tulsi's the attack dog. I believe Bernie and Tulsi are working together. And I believe there's a lot of evidence that points in that direction. So, I like seeing this. This is nice. James says Wi-Fi with AI, what could go wrong? Exactly, right? Yeah, exactly. Kilo says the establishment still makes that money on both sides of the fence with the Mango Mussolini. You're right. They have no interest in losing that. So they would much rather stay with that in that direction, stay with Donald Trump. So anybody who feels like the establishment is against Donald Trump because the media seems to be, needs to really look at it. Really look at it a little deeper and ask yourself, are they really against him? Or are they happy? Are they fine with this? Nissa says you're down to one client. Oh man. We got to get you some business. This has got to have some business. You got to have that money, girl. Come on. James says, I voted since 80. Might not vote this time. I ask you to vote one more time. Just one more. That's all I'm doing. This fails. This revolution fails. This political revolution is what I believe in, not politics. If this political revolution fails, I'm done. I'm going to go to something like what you see in France, the yellow vest protest, something like that, direct action in the streets. That's where it'll have to go next. This has to happen now. So we have to make some change. This system has to be changed. If this fails, which I don't think it will, but if it does, then it goes to direct action. It doesn't go to politics anymore. Bernie Sanders isn't popular because he's a politician. He's popular because of his movement. He's popular because he started a revolution, and he's motivating and empowering the people. That's why he's popular. That's also why he's going to win. And I worry what they'll do when they realize that. When they realize they're not going to be able to stop him or stop us, what will they do to Bernie to make it stop? Kilo says the media loves him. The conflicts boost ratings. You're absolutely right. They love him. No matter what they're presenting, they love him. James says, I'm here to listen. Hey, that's good. And Kilo says, I'm burning your bus. I'm burning your vest, man. I'm down to ride. This goes all the way through. It doesn't stop with Bernie. It keeps going. That's what has to happen. And if that ever stops happening, then we will lose. We will. But if we keep doing this, we keep the momentum that we have, and we keep moving forward, we are in a position to win. But there's only one way this happens, and that's by us staying united and moving forward united. We ever stop that, we're done. Nissa says, Stormy loves listening to my pastor when he's on. He knows good when pets save lives. Oh, that'd be a good conspiracy. Pets are intuitive. There's a lot there. You know, animals are very smart. Like, people often disregard that, but they're smart in different ways. You know, you got different ways of gauging intelligence, but animals are extremely intuitive. So yeah, they like certain things, you know, and plants do as well. We don't understand most things. You know, we think we know everything. There's certain people that feel like they know everything. I've run into quite a few in my life, but we don't know shit, really. That's the truth. We don't know. And, you know, I've never been a Bible scholar, but I don't see why it's ridiculous and why it's less ridiculous to believe everything came from nothing. You see what I mean? I don't think either is any more ridiculous than the other. I think that we don't understand a lot of things, and we need to remember that and keep that in mind. But yeah, Nissa, burning your vest. That's right. That's right. That's how it has. That's how it has to be. That's where we're at. It's the only way moving forward. This has to happen. If this doesn't happen, then we fail. We can't fail here. We need to fully own this, take full responsibility. And if we do that, it won't fail. It can't. James says the pushback against Byrne has me looking harder at him as my candidate. And it should. Dude, they're trying their ass off to do everything they can to take that man down. It's not going to be enough, and it's all going to backfire. Just like it did when they tried to paint Trump as a villain. What did it do? It put Trump in office. It's going to backfire on them. That's the one thing in our favor. They're stupid. They don't realize that it's because they underestimate us. It's not really that they're stupid. It's that they underestimate us. They don't realize there's an awakening happening, and their old tactics, their old garbage is not going to work. It's not going to fly anymore. It doesn't stick as well anymore. It doesn't have its hold anymore. Because we're waking up, and we're waking up others. That's what's helping this happen. That's what's doing this. It's us rising up. We do need to be pointed at sometimes in a direction, but Bernie's done a fantastic job of doing that, laying the groundwork. So it's all in place. And people that have different politics but still realize the world needs to be changed should probably join our movement, because that's the only way to change it. We can bicker over the different details later on. Let's take it down first, then rebuild it together. You know what I mean? I think that's the way to do it. That's the way to do it. We tear it down, we build it up by getting involved in it at all levels, and rebuild it into something that actually works. So there's one path to tearing it down right now. There is no plan. He's never going to fight for the working people. He's never going to tackle the deep state, and this mass arrest is never coming. We need to make massive change now. If you keep waiting for that, you're going to find yourself, 5 years from now, with empty hands, wondering why it never happened. We need to make this change happen now. This has to happen now. And Kilo says this is the closest we've actually come to electing someone who truly cares about the people. You're absolutely right. Bernie is about compassion, integrity, and values. This is someone who actually cares. Even if you disagree on certain things, you should be able to see that. That should be clear. And like I said, we can bicker over the little details later on. We'll have plenty of time for that. Unless you're against Medicare for all, that's etched in stone. So if that's a deal breaker for you, then this isn't the fight for you, because we're about bringing justice to society. And this says you missed the hot springs. I would love to go to something like that. I've never been to one. I've never seen it. I've only seen it in movies and TV, Jimmy Carter. Jimmy's interesting. And Jimmy has spent his whole life dedicated to what a true Christian should be, helping the people and helping the poor. And he's a good man. There's a lot there. You're right. I like Jimmy. He's at least got integrity and is a good person. Has done a lot of good. I can't say much about his presidency without looking into it, because I wasn't informed about things at that time. I think I was a baby. But Washington State, you like it in Washington? What do you think about? Do you see that they're trying to pass legislation to drop the THC content in legal cannabis to 10%? What do you think about that, Nissa? You think that'll pass? Isn't that ridiculous? 10% THC. That's what they're trying to drop it to in Washington. That will ruin their industry, their cannabis industry. That's ridiculous. But yeah, Lacey, that's complete BS, right? 10%? Come on now. You can't do that. You already got like Monsanto and big industry trying to get into the cannabis industry. Now you want them to drop your percentage down to 10? No, you leave it alone. We need to protect this. Leave it alone. Because all you're gonna do is get rid of this. You just broke out of the stupid prohibition system. You're gonna bring it back by dropping it down to 10. That does not compete. People can get it elsewhere. You're just going to recreate that whole scene again. Yeah, Lacey, people have real pain issues. She was saying she has the real pain and needs the high strength THC. No, Nissa, not oils. They're talking about dropping the THC rate to 10%. Is it only in concentrates? I have to look at it deeper now. I thought they were talking about with flour as well. Yeah, Nissa, 20% at least. At least. You know, or you got to smoke like so much. It'd be ridiculous. No one's going to do that. No one's going to put up with that. No one's going to tolerate that. Nissa says you can get it. No, I know you can. I'm saying they're trying to pass a law. And I need to look at the law a little deeper now to see if it's only concentrates, but they're trying to pass it to where they drop in the THC rates. Oh, you can't grow in Washington? See, I'm in Missouri, and I just got a legal card for medical, and if I would have got the cultivation card, I could have grown 6 plants. Well, I should have got that. I need to learn how to do that. Yeah, Jack. Jack does. I've seen pictures. Jack has pretty impressive plants and is talented and has sent me a book. So I need to learn. I need to learn how to grow and get that going. I think I can upgrade my card to a cultivation card. I'm pretty sure that I can just pay and upgrade it. I don't think I have to wait a whole year. So I might do that. Nissa says Oregon grows, Washington is stupid, Olympia and their laws. Yeah, well, it's only a matter of time. One of the things that Bernie's going to do in his first 100 days is legalize cannabis. So I'm looking forward to that, but it's only a matter of time before we wake up society and we move people forward and this miracle medicine plant is not demonized anymore. It is a matter of time because it's happening. It's happening right now. But we have a ways to go. But did anyone think we'd come this far at this point? I didn't. I remember standing in line in Illinois when it first became recreational legal there and just thinking, I can't believe this has gotten this close to me, or that it's medically legal in my state, Missouri, in the Bible Belt. I can't believe it. It's amazing, but it's happening and change is a coming. So slowly but surely, we will have it. And it's a crime against humanity that it's illegal. Like these things. These things are terrible. 100% legal. Now they raised the age to 21, which can you believe that? Isn't that crazy? These are 100% legal. Killing me right now. Addictive is all hell. I've tried to quit these things multiple times. Addictive is all hell. Can get it right down the street where they sell candy bars and ice cream to children. But marijuana has to be in its own separate store. You have to go through security to even get into. It's still got to be treated like that, but that's only going to be for a matter of time. People are waking up. But let me know what you guys want to talk about before we wrap up. I wanted to see if this would work. I wanted to visit with YouTube a while and talk to you guys and let you know that we will be coming back. I am just waiting on the computer. That's the problem. It's my technology and my limited ability to really get the most out of OBS. When I figure those two things out, we'll be good. We'll be golden. And the computer should be here anytime. But Jack says you know how to stop. Quit buying them. Yeah, that's right. Kilo knows though. Quitting is hard. Hey Lacey, you came over to YouTube. You want to be where the cool kids are. I see how you are. And she says in Utah, who would ever thought there was a Mormon state that would run their politics? They see that money. There's that money. It's a lot of it's the money. They're not doing it out of the goodness of their heart, but however it's happening, I'm glad it's happening. You know, it's coming. Our medicine